Good morning. It's Saturday morning. You know what that means. Rare their Saturday anyway, right? Okay, let's get the boring stuff out of the way. Check for sound. Good morning. Okay. I should probably stop checking for sound because we haven't had a glitch on that in a long time, but as soon as I stop checking, it will glitch again. Like right now, there's a big bar across my face in the playback. Okay, let's leave some links. Bear with me just a moment. How the internet's slow today. And I do have a neighbor that's mowing, so hopefully that's not annoying in the background if you can hear that. And we have these birds. We have a porch with an overhang, and it has big ceiling fans in the overhang. And we have these birds that keep trying to build a nest on these ceiling fans. And if you know anything about ceiling fans outside, the wind makes them constantly spin. So we have these days where it's not super windy, so they stop spinning and the birds try to build their nest out there. And then the next day it's windy, and so it blows their nest away. And then they come back and they try to build another one. And I have a feeling they're going to spend the entire rest of this spring trying to build this nest over and over and over again and never get any smarter, because this is the third or fourth attempt they've made at it in the last, I don't know, week and a half. And they actually have one on each side right now. I don't know. They're not the smartest birds out there today. So that might be a little distracting to me. Watching these birds try to build this nest on a place where it's just going to get knocked away. If you see me looking up, that's what I'm looking at, is the birds bringing up their bits to build the nest. One more link. Oh, there's Erin. Let's see. She's got to say. Oh, Erin's on her way. If you're here, go ahead and comment so that I know that you're here. And we'll wait just a few minutes and see who shows up this morning. We're also going to catch our thumbs downer in the act. Hey, girl, hey, Joe's here. We're going to catch our thumbs downer in the act, Joe, because we're going to refresh the screen and watch for it to thumbs down and then go back to the link that I left to see who the last person was that saw the link, because you know how when you leave a link, you can see who has seen it. We're going to totally bust them in the act. So if you want to help me play detective, pretty sure I knew who it is, actually. But, you know, I'll let him get caught. Because that's how I roll. Everybody got their caffeine. Except for Joe, who's probably getting ready to go to sleep when we're done here. Time tea. Erin's coming pretty soon. She's when Sarah, I think, is here. Sarah can't ever comment, but she always watches. And I never give her a hey girl, hey. Hey girl, hey. Because I think she has trouble commenting or something. Haters gonna hate. I mean, you know, jealousy makes people do stupid things. Can't blame them. I can't even buy the ego when I try to fake it. I can't even buy it for myself. I was thinking, you know, I'd be jealous of me too, but I can't even. I can't even do it with a straight face. I haven't seen Mindy yet this morning. I don't know if she's up yet or not. She's got her store. Okay, we'll wait one more minute and then we'll get started. Just trying to wait because I know Erin's on her way. Give me time to caffeine up. We're starting off with a doozy today. Straight out of the gate. Prepare yourselves. Is everybody sitting down? Okay. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Everybody is sitting down, right? Because the very first thing, we always start with our items that are going to be discontinued so that you guys know to either, you know, finish up selling what you've got or stock up if you want to, or make sure you made your money on your demos if you bought demos, that kind of thing. So the very first one is a doozy. Page 35. We can say goodbye to Beyond Color, the plumping lip color, and the lip conditioner while supplies last. So the while supplies last is next to where it says $8 each, so I'm assuming they mean both. Now, if you guys have been here for, well, what, about 3 to 4 years ago, they discontinued the lip conditioner, and people had a fit. I mean, a fit. This is another one of those products that has a huge cult following, and people order them in bulk, and they constantly replenish them. And people had a fit. So they started that healthy makeup line, and there was problems with that line from the jump. There were problems with the manufacturer. There were mistakes were made. Like, there was a product that was made and the ingredients were not what was supposed to be in it, and so they yanked it, and it basically flopped. And they tried to put a lip conditioner into that line, and as a replacement for this one, and people did not like it. It was different, and they didn't like it. So there was such an uproar over it that they actually brought this one back. Now the lipsticks stayed, because these lipsticks have been around since, I think Beyond Color came out in the early 2000s, I want to say. And it was a full line. It had just as many colors in it as the Ultra Color line. And actually, the Beyond Color and the Ultra Color, although Ultra Color had a different name, it was the Ultra Rich or something when it originally started. Those two lines pretty much came out at the same time. And they both had, equally as many lipsticks and colors. The Beyond Color is a really, really good lipstick line that they just don't focus enough on. I mean, they really should have been all of this time adding colors or doing limited edition colors for that line as well, because these are really good lipsticks. The color payoff is amazing. They're soft and creamy. They are the kind of lipstick where you're not going to want to throw this in your glove compartment because it will melt. Jo said she was wondering if this was going to happen because they revamped every lipstick line in the last couple of years and haven't touched Beyond Color. Yeah, made her think it was just a matter of time. Yeah, I mean, they really just kind of forgot about this line. And I feel like, this is just my opinion, but I feel like in their desire to revamp the company or to attract a younger customer, which they already have younger customers, they just aren't listening to what customers are saying and what reps are saying is the problem. But in their attempts to attract a new, younger, more hip generation or whatever, they're kind of trying to get rid of everything that is what we remember Avon to be. And that's a huge mistake, because they're basically, in doing that, alienating the huge customer base that they already have, trying to grab onto these smaller niche markets that they have struggled with. So in my opinion, that's what they're doing right now. And so anything that you see that's a classic product, it's like you need to expect for it to go, unless we fight to keep them, which we have done with quite a few products lately. But anyway, so with the lip conditioner, I mean, people had such a fit over it that they brought it back. So part of the problem was, though, that because they did that, they lost customers, and they lost a huge number of customers who just bought that on a regular basis in bulk, and they didn't know that it came back. Well, once it was gone, they were gone. And nobody has, brought them back into the fold, letting them know, oh, hey, they heard you and they brought it back. So I would feel comfortable betting that the customer base now is not as big as it was 7 years ago, because they made that mistake in the first place and lost, a decent number of those customers. So I'm very curious to see. This is not a product. I mean, I'm not happy about this product going away, because this is a really good line, and I have customers that are regulars for that as well that are going to be ticked. So I have to deal with that. So I'm curious to see what happens with this. This is one that I would say to people, if you like it, if you have customers that buy, regularly, buy them 2 or 3 at a time, you're going to have to write letters and say, no, it's not happening, right? So that's the big one for today. Straight out of the gate. Story of my life, right? Okay. Let me do a quick refresh. Probably refreshing a lot so I can catch the culprit. Just FYI. Process of elimination. Okay, next one is on page 98. This is just one of the Breast Cancer Crusade items. It's the breast cancer floral print flip-flops, are while supplies last. And then on page 112, the sterling silver A Tree of Life necklace, which is this one here in the middle. Page 124 and 125 in the Curves products. There's three things. The Curves Ultimate Jog Pant, and that's the one that we talked about before that is like gathered at the ankles. It was kind of like genie pants. The Curves for Women Waist Trimmer Belt, and the Curves for Women Glide and Go sneaker. So the jog pant here, the Curves for Women Waist Trimmer Belt here, and the Curves for Women Glide and Go sneaker here. And then on page 131, the set of 4 corn dishes with picks. So that's these things. And that's actually it as far as, oh, here's Erin. Hey, girl, hey. So that's it for discontinued items. But there is one thing I wanted to show you. Let me find it really quickly. Okay, on pages 22 and 23, they're doing an 8-piece collection for $19.99. It's going to include a little cosmetic bag, a pair of hoop earrings, the Paradise hoop earrings, a wash-off waterproof mascara, the Platinum Day Cream and the Platinum Night Cream, the little minis, the little trial sizes. Joe loves the colors of those dishes. Yeah, I like bright, anything bright colored. I'm like a magpie. Bright colors and sparkly things, I'm all about it. So the minis of the Day Cream and Night Cream in the Platinum. The Frio 2 Eau de Toilette spray, a full-size spray. One of the Ultra Color Glossy tubes, the color is going to be Dreamy Peach. And then a Speed Dry Plus 30 nail enamel, and the color will be Mambo Melon. Okay, so I'll show that to you in just a second, but what I wanted to point out about it is it's available in this brochure only. And it's going to be, you're not going to be allowed to back order it. So if you have a customer, this is one of those situations where if you're throwing books, or if you leave something with a customer and you don't follow up with them, and then a day after campaign 14 closes, they contact you and say, oh, hey, I want that bag. You're not going to be able to get it for them because you're not going to be able to back order. So, and it does say limited quantities. So anyway, but this is what it looks like. And, this is one of those things that would be a good thing to buy for, a downline member if you're doing recruiting, if you wanted to make it like a prize for a downline member for doing something, or you could break it up into individual pieces and, you know, give one thing to, you know, I mean, if you have 4 or 5 new recruits in a campaign or something, you could give one thing to a couple different people, something like that. Or you could make it like a raffle item where, you know, if people buy, say they buy a face cream, you know, you give them a raffle ticket to go into a raffle for this, or whatever. I mean, there's all kinds of things you could do with this, and $19.99 is not a terrible price for it. So think about that, because that might be something you want to budget for. Don't spend your money. Don't spend your personal money. And don't spend money that you haven't already earned to pay for it. You know, you need to have this budgeted into your business plan. But a lot of things you could do with something like this. So I just wanted to point it out and make sure you guys knew it was in there. Let's see. Erin says on the no back order thing, she makes sure to tell her customers, and they still ask about back orders on it when it's too late. Yeah, and that's something, I mean, you know, and that's, I'm not really a fan of these when they do that in the book, because, you know, it's our business to have a certain time frame where we can still order things for a customer, and we know that 2 weeks is a very fast, you know, turnover time, and we know that number one, if you're a rep who has hundreds of customers, we know that you're only one person and it takes so much time to get back with customers in the first place. But we know that people take these and they go, oh yeah, yeah, and they throw it on their kitchen table and it gets buried under the mail. And then, you know, 10 days later, when they decide to clear off the table, they go, oh yeah, I have this, and let me look through it. And, you know, technically the date is passed, but they contact you and want to order out of it. And that's the benefit that we have, is we have a little bit of time where we can still serve our customers, even though those kind of things happen. And you have to do that with a 2-week turnover time. You just have to, you know. So it's one of the things I don't like about those. But at the same time, if they're going to keep doing it to us, you know, we have to kind of have a plan. You know, we just need a plan for how to deal with that. So, you know, that's going to happen. Like, you know, somebody is going to contact you when it's too late, and you're going to have to say. So this is one of those things where you might even want to go through your books and even write on there, like somewhere in big red ink, you know, last day to order this item is May whatever. You know, write it really big so that if they want this item, you know, circle where it says no back orders and whatever. Just go through all your books and do that, just so people know, like, hey, this thing is different than everything else. So do whatever you have to do to make it as clear as you can to help yourself out, and then just know that you're still, even if you do that, you're still going to have somebody that's going to contact you and want it. So it's kind of part of the gig. But really, I just thought that was a nice little kit to break up and do other things with, you know. Or if you have somebody, like I have a customer who really likes that Frio 2 and reorders it on a, you know, relatively regular basis, maybe like once a year. I mean, you only go through perfume so fast, right? So probably like once a year she orders it. But that's something I'm going to contact her about, because, you know, I'm going to say, hey, you can get your perfume and you can get all these other things to try. And yeah, it's, you know, $10 or more or so more than what you would have paid for just the perfume. But if you want to try some other products, it's a good way to do it. Erin puts Post-it notes on it that says this brochure only, no back orders. Yep. This is the Mark catalog, and it has that necklace on the front that we talked about last time, or the time before, I guess last time. And then on the back, it has that Good Things mini bag, the green one. And there's nothing in here that's like, that's being discontinued, or there's no like super, there's no buy one get one free or anything like that in here. So yeah, nothing really to point out that we haven't already kind of discussed as far as, you know, looking through the what's new type thing. But anyway, so that's what that looks like. Then we're going to have another one of these flyers. Now these flyers are generally, this one is not going to be good for campaign 14. For a trendsetter, well, I'll take that back. For the regular representatives, it's good for campaigns 14 and 15. For me as a trendsetter, I don't sell this until 16, 17. So even though I have this now with my campaign 14 book, it's going to be another month before I'm actually selling from this. But you guys will be selling them at the same time. As long as you're not a trendsetter, you'll be selling it at the same time. So some of the things that are on here, there's, you know, obviously everything on here is $10, right? So there is 3 of the extra lasting eyeshadow pencils, Sapphire, Smoky Plum, and Rich Cocoa. There are, there's a set that has the eye makeup remover, a kabuki brush, and those bronzing pearls. Although the bronzing pearls, it looks like it's only the bronzed color. It's not the other shade option. So it looks like it's just the one color option for the bronzing pearls. There's a set of 5 polishes, 2 of the Dazzler's top coats, and 1 of the, oh, Disco Ball and Glitzy Gold are the colors. Has 1 of the Nailwear Pro Plus colors in Real Red, and then the base coat and the top coat that we sell. So anyway, I'm not going to go through all of them, but those are a couple that I think some of you might, you know, right off the top have an interest in. There's some body care and obviously the Footworks. Wild Country set. You know, a lot of those are things that we see in the catalog group together a lot of times too. But so there's that. That's coming. And then in the little mini catalog, on the back of this one, there is the Moisture Therapy Mini Hand Creams for 99 cents. Oh, that reminds me, I didn't show you what was on the back of the Avon catalog. That's the front of it. On the back, it has the Nurtura and the Dramatic Firming Cream and the Skin Discoloration Improver. Those are on the back for $2.99 of the regular catalog. So I forgot to tell you that. Okay, and then so in this book, the only thing that I saw in here that I thought you guys really would want to know would be, there's a couple flyer exclusives. One of them is on page 23. Just, you know, jewelry. It's always jewelry. So those are the jewelry pieces that are only in this flyer. And then also these, the special meanings bracelets here. And these necklaces and rings and stuff at the top, I'm assuming, are part of it as well. It almost looks like it's just from here down, but I kind of am assuming it's the whole page. And there are, for your customers who really like the children's naturals line, the kids line, there's a lot of those in here. So my customers really like these for their kids, and I'm always worried about them when they're not in the catalog. But yeah, there's quite a few in here. So there's that. Okay, the outlet book has the Spring Has Sprung 9-pair earring set on the front. And the one thing in here that's being discontinued, it's probably that I want to tell you about, are 4 of the True Color eyeshadow quads. The metal eyes the Vibrant Spice, the Mod Muse, and the Glow Teal. And this catalog, the color, the print is not lined up right, so it's kind of hard to see. You can see that the yellow coloring is kind of off center, so it's kind of hard to see the colors on mine for those quads, but it looks to me like these are the 4 that are going away so that they can have the new colors that they just added in, I'm assuming. These earrings are cute. Yeah, I did actually get these. And sometimes these little sets can be a little, sometimes they look really cheap and sometimes they're really, really cute and they look really nice. And this set is really a good one. You know, I've gotten ones in the past where I was like, oh, I was a little disappointed that they looked kind of like, I don't know, something that you would find in the Kmart clearance section type thing. I know, Vibrant Spice. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad you said that, because that was the one I was kind of like, oh man, I can't believe that one's going away, because it's such, that's one that has some of the best kind of intense colors and so good for like late summer and fall. I'm so glad you guys said that. I didn't see. I don't always have to be the one to say it. I just say what everybody else is thinking, right? I'm just the one who says what everybody else is thinking. Yeah. I like Mod Muse too, because I think it's, I mean, it's lighter colors, but the color combination is a little different. You know, it's not quite as blendy as matchy kind of thing. Joe says there was one pair that looks a little cheap to her, but overall it's a really cute earring set. Yep. So anyway, I mean, there isn't anything else in here that that we haven't already seen, or no other, things that we wouldn't expect to be in there. Nothing else that really surprised me. So there's that. There's a pretty decent selection of the extra lasting eyeshadow pencils. Eyeshadow. Erin wasn't impressed with Mod Muse. I haven't used that one, so I don't know what the pigmentation is like. You know how we are with pigmentation, hit or miss. Just as the copper color in that quad is amazing for hazel eyes. She wears it all the time. Oh, Erin says the pigmentation wasn't great in that one. Yeah, that's a bummer, because that color selection is an interesting selection. Well, that's probably why it's one of the ones going out. I am surprised about the Vibrant Spice, though, for sure. Okay, so that was all for there. And we've got a lot to cover in the What's New. There's a ton of representative offers in here, which I'm really surprised about, actually, because I expect to see this right before, like leading into fourth quarter, because they're trying to sell off all of the extra stuff so that they have room for, all of the holiday stuff. And representatives are their best customers, right? They sell to us. They don't sell to the general population. They're selling to us mostly, because we're the ones who are the suckers and spend all of our money that we shouldn't be spending, buying all the stuff, because we're like magpies and we look through the books, right? So this is targeted to us. Jo says she feels like Mod Muse was set up appropriate to its name, because the colors really only work great together when doing a mod look. Yeah. So this is selling to us this time, hardcore. There is a lot of representative offers. And in case anybody's watching this that is new, I always say, do not buy the stuff out of the book, out of the What's New, if you are not President's Club yet, unless it is double or triple award sales, right? Wait and buy it in the regular book, because in the regular book, you will get the full award sales, and you will get to President's Club faster. If you buy it out of here, 99.999% of the time, you are not getting the full award sales. You're only getting about 75%, or, you know, depending on what your level is. I mean, you're only getting a portion, 60%, whatever your cost is, that's what you're getting. Okay, so if you're not to President's Club yet, don't take advantage of these here. Get it out of the book. If it's something you know you want to demo and you've budgeted for it, buy it from the catalog and pay the regular price, or pay whatever price it is in the catalog, but get the full credit for that price. Okay? Now, if you're already to President's Club and you're not worried about getting to the next level, because even once you get to President's Club, I mean, if you're to President's Club now, you've got the whole rest of the year to try to get to the next sales level. So if you're trying to get to the next level beyond that, or beyond whatever level you're at, keep buying from the catalog and still don't buy from this. Because even though you might save a little bit of money on this, you know, you need the award sales to get to that next level, right? So you have to decide, all right, once you get to President's Club, are you good and now you want to save 45% instead of 40%? Or do you need the award sales to get to the next level? Okay, so, I mean, they have all kinds of stuff in here. Nail polishes. And these aren't really at a deal. The nail polishes, this is not a rep offer. This is just a normal demo page, okay? But I do want to tell you guys that they do have some new polishes coming out. They're called the Metallic Fringe Top Coat. And there's 5 colors. It's hard to tell, excuse me, but from the picture, this looks to me like, do you remember the Sally Hansen polishes that came out like a year, oh, those birds, they came out like a year, maybe 2 years ago, that were like the little fibers in them? We talked about this on the Maven page not too long ago, but it had the little fibers in it, and you could use it as a top coat, but most of their ads were just showing it layered on by itself. Do you guys remember? Do you know which ones I'm talking about? If I look at the picture closely, that's what this reminds me of. It looks to me like that. And maybe the only difference is that this is a metallic material instead of those were more like, those look like little fabric bits or something. Erin says she likes to buy out of the What's New anyway, even though she's not President's Club, just because she likes to be able to show her customers as they're looking at it in the book for new stuff only. Yeah, and you know, sometimes you have to decide. I mean, if there's no way in the world that you're going to hit President's Club this year, and you know that for sure, I mean, there's still so much time in the year. I would say don't count yourself out now. You know, I mean, by October, if you know for sure you're not going to make it, okay, that might be legit. But this early, I would say don't count yourself out. But you know, if you know for sure that you're not going to make President's Club, or if you're a new representative just joining in October and you're probably not going to make President's Club, well, then it would make sense to try to get like a, you know, when they have rep offers where you can get it for 45% off instead of 40%, you know, then take advantage of it for sure, because you save yourself a little bit extra money. You know, I mean, you really, and everybody's business is different. So everybody has to really decide for themselves what is the smartest thing for them. And remember that your end goal is to make money, not spend it, make it. You want your wallet getting fatter, right? Fatter and fatter and fatter and fatter and fatter. So however you make that work for you is great. You know, there are going to be exceptions. You know, any advice that I give, there will always be some kind of exception. That's just kind of how life goes. So Joe says she's lost so many sales lately because people getting frustrated about back orders. She's her best customer at this point. Yeah, the fuzzy top coats. Yes. Yeah. So that's, to me, again, I'm just trying to tell from the picture, but that to me is what these look like. So can you see here, they have it on over the top of her yellow nails. And can you see that's what it looks like to me. So I don't know if it's something similar to that, but just metallic, or if it's just like, you know, I mean, you guys have seen a million normal kind of sparkly top coats, where instead of it being, you know, little pieces of, like little glittery pieces, it's little glittery strips. It could potentially be glittery strips, but to me it looks like those fuzzy top coats. So I don't know. I mean, if anybody ends up seeing one of those, or, you know, sees one at a district meeting, or I don't know, is given one by a manager or something, you know, come and give us feedback. Let us know what it, if it's like that or not, because that's kind of what it reminds me of. And the color selections reminds me of it too. Like here, there's one that's like blue and gold together, or blue and yellow, I guess, maybe. So I don't know, but that's really what it reminds me of. So I'm curious to see, you know, but that's the only new thing on this whole page. And this is not advertised as a rep. You know, none of these are advertised as a rep offer. It's just a normal demo opportunity. So there's not really any extra special reason other than, you know, you would get it at the 40% discount if you're not President's Club yet. Erin says she's not a fan of that already. She hasn't seen the picture up close. Okay. Now, if you, we've shown one of these before. I think maybe in the last What's New, if not the last one, the one before that. There is a special representative offer where you can save 45% off the brochure special prices. And there's 3 different necklaces to choose from. And these are those kind of interchangeable necklace sets. Okay, so the first one is called the Midnight Link Interchangeable Necklace Set. The second one is called the Luminous Pearlesque Interchangeable Necklace Set. And the third one is called the Green Scene Interchangeable Necklace Set. Okay, so the offer is going to be a stock up now, no limit, order in campaigns 14 or 15. You get billed in the campaign you order it in, and you only get awards points for your cost. It's not full awards points. Okay, your credit limit comes into effect with this as well. So if you don't have a good credit limit, you might have to pay for things in advance. But here's what they look like. It's basically, there's a chain, and the necklace part detaches, and it's essentially 2 bits that can be mixed and matched. You can put one on, you can put the other on, or you can layer them together to make a third look. Okay, so here's the first one. You know, there's one look, there's another look, there's the 2 layered together. And the 2 layered together, I want to show you that one because this one is not like my favorite layering, because the second one is so much longer than the first. I feel like they need something else in the middle, but that's just a personal preference, you know. They're still pretty, and they're pretty on their own as well. Here's the pearl one. So you have like, this one has like some interspersed pearls and beads. And then here's more of like a layered, just layered pearl strands. And then this is the 2 of them put together, right? Layered over top of each other. And you can see here on this last one, you can see it's just a little hook. So they just slide on and off the hook. That's how you change them. But this one is like green, you know, green beads. And then there's this multiple like metal, like gold tone discs. And then this is the 2 layered together. So we're kind of seeing a lot of these coming through. So Erin agrees with me. Always good when people agree with me. Okay, so there's that. You know, again, a rep offer. The deal with this, and this is one of those things where if you're already at President's Club, if you're just at President's Club, you might do this because this will give you a 45% discount instead of a 40% discount. Or if you know you're not going to get to President's Club, no way, no how, no miracle. I think it's too early to say that, but you know, if you're sure, then you might do this because you get the better discount. But if you wait and get it out of the book, you know, order it from the first book, sell it heavily from the second, because it probably will still be discounted in the second. you know, you can get your full award sales for it and get to President's Club faster. Okay, a couple more jewelry pieces I think I'll show you. This next page is all jewelry. I'll just pick a couple that I think are cute. I'll show you these. Let's see. Here's like a statement necklace. I'm kind of torn on how I feel about it because I like the color mix and whatnot, but this is one of those that could almost, it almost reminds me of like what your, well, if you're my age or older, what your grandmother or great grandmother might have worn, you know, from long ago. It's a little, I don't know. You tell me what you think. It's a little borderline old lady-ish. And I know that's a bad thing to say, but, and I don't even know any old ladies that dress old lady-ish anymore. So, so that's what I mean by that. I can't decide, do I love it or do I not like it? I'm torn because I kind of love it and I kind of am like, no. And then these are really cute. These are different ones, but it's basically a little, like a little woven bracelet that has a word woven into it. And then it comes with a matching stretchy bracelet. So it's essentially like little sets of two. So this mint colored one says dream. The pink colored one says hope. And then the green colored one says happy. So those I think are really cute. I would stack all 3 sets of those up my arm. Jo says she's pretty sure her great grandma had a necklace. Okay, good. So I'm not the only one. Yeah, it's almost one of those necklaces that, here's what I think about it. It's almost one of those necklaces that somebody would have worn, and it's one of those, it was costume jewelry and it was really cheap costume jewelry, but they wore it because that's what they could afford, like from the Depression type thing. That's what it reminds me of. You know what I mean? Erin says it's gaudy. She doesn't like the way the colors aren't complementary. Yeah, I do get torn sometimes. That's sort of how I feel about the Mark necklace on the front of this one, because I like Tiger's Eye, but I like Tiger's Eye by itself. When it's mixed with other bright colors, I always feel like it's like, oh, bright necklace. No, not bright necklace, because there's Tiger's Eye in there. You know, it kind of ruined, like when I want a bright necklace, I want something bright and springy and fresh and summery looking. And so Tiger's Eye thrown into the mix, like, it's like, wah, wah, you know. But Tiger's Eye on its own, I love. I think it's gorgeous. You know, it's a gorgeous stone. And I mean, I love it like for the fall. I just don't like it like for spring and summer. That's how I feel about this one. I go back and forth because I'm like, I love it. I love the shape. But then there's a lot of those kind of colors that, like, I want that bright pink, you know? But then there's a lot of, like, champagne and gray and Tiger's Eye and blue. And so it's kind of like, ooh, bright pink. Oh, wah, wah. That's how I feel about this one. Where the colors just don't, for me, just don't go together. But I love the necklace. Like, I love the style of it. Depression jewelry was so classy in a way, though. Yeah, and you know what? I have a ton of it. Like, I collect it. So I love it. But it's just, you know, and the thing is that I have that memory because of the age that I am, but this girl who is 22 doesn't have that memory, and that's who they're hoping is going to pick up on it, right? Is the 22-year-old who everybody in her, you know, upline, her previous generations, her ancestors who went through the Depression probably are not alive anymore, maybe, but probably not. You know, Joseph, sometimes she wants to start a fashion blog and just challenge herself to make some of the weird pieces that Avon comes out with fashionable. Like the, what did you call those shoes? The Retirement Village, what did you call those? You know what I'm talking about. Those, the slip-ons. I forget. That was classic. That was one of my favorite things ever. Okay, I'll show you this one just because I think it's, I don't know, it's kind of cute. It's not really my style, but it's, when I saw it, I was like, oh, that's cute. It's called the Hidden Treasures necklace and earring set. And I really just think it's cute because it's got the little pearl inside the shell. I don't know. I was just like, oh, cute, the pearl in the shell. I don't know. Upline. I know I've been a rep for too long. Her previous ancestors, I just call them her upline. It's her genetic upline. I have been a rep for too long. I've seen things that you just cannot forget over the years. This I think is kind of pretty. I don't know about the earrings. The earrings, sometimes we have so many like matchy earring and necklace sets that I'm just like, oh, no more matchy. And I think that's how I feel about these earrings. They're cute, but I don't know. But the necklace I think is probably going to be really pretty. It's called a Serene Blue necklace and earring gift set. And it just looks like that. Florida retirement home chic. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. I'll have to go back and watch the replay for that catalog. Yeah. So I don't know. This one was just kind of cute. But there's nothing really that jumped out at me that I was like, whoa, this is, love this piece type thing this time. Okay, there's another special representative offer for 40% off the brochure 16 special prices. It's a stock up now, no limit situation. You order in campaign 14 and 15, you get billed that campaign. You only get credit for your cost as far as award points, not full award points. And, credit limit, downline, yada, 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 all that stuff. It's basically the perfumes, scented shower gels, and body lotions. So if you want to stock up on that, Joe likes the Serene Blue. Erin likes the Serene Blue. Yeah, it's pretty, right? It's not like super on trend right now because it's not a statement necklace and it's not like a choker, which I wish we would do a shorter chain length. Ugh, makes me crazy. Shorter chain length because they're bigger than what's really popular, but we're doing a lot of those little tiny, pendants, but the chain length is still like an inch too long. It's bothered me. Like, it's so close. You're so close to being trendy. So close. Not quite there, but they're still cute. But that's how I feel about that one. It's not exactly on trend, but it's still just a nice necklace that, that anybody could wear, and it's gonna be kind of a classic that no matter what the trends are, you can wear it. Unless that color goes out of style, you'll be able to wear it, or gold. So, okay, so there's that offer. The next special rep offer, save 40% on the campaign 16 brochure 2 for $5 offer. This is on the men's, basically the same thing, only the men's versions. The hair and body washes, the aftershave conditioners, that sort of thing. It's a stock up now, no limit situation. Order in campaigns 14 and 15. You'll be billed in that campaign. You only get the your cost awards points, credit limit, downline, blah, 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 right? So it's these. So this is seriously just a stock up and spend all your money. What's new book for the most part. And this is the kind of thing that gets reps in trouble too, because they buy stock and stuff that they don't necessarily have customers for yet, which is fine if you're actively out searching for those new customers. But a lot of people buy it and then it sits around and sits around and sits around, right? So this can get you in trouble. So be careful with these. There's a sample pack, 67 samples for $9.99. It's supposed to be an $11.25 value. It includes a pack of 10 of the Faraway Gold Discover More cards, a pack of 5 of the Ultra Sexy Pink Discover More cards, a pack of 12 of the Avon Passion Discover More cards, a pack of 10 of the Rare Pearls Liquid Touch, a pack of 10 of the Black Suede Essential Liquid Touch, a pack of 10 of the Ultra Color Rich Indulgence Lip Color Bullets. And it doesn't say whether it's which version. We have the, we have like 1 or 2. It doesn't say which colorway it is. A pack of 5 of the Reversalist Complete Renewal Day Cream with broad spectrum SPF 25. And then a pack of 5 of the Reversalist Complete Renewal Night Cream. Okay, so kind of a mix-up, heaviest on the perfumes, of course, because those are the cheapest samples for them to make. 1 pack of bullets, and then, 2 little sets of the Reversalists. So a little mix. Now that is provided that they have, the quantities to meet the demands. We do know that in the past they have substituted some samples, and people have not been too happy about that. But anyway, this is what they're advertising, okay? And then an advanced order pack, save over 45%. The first pack is a Clear Skin Professional 6-piece pack. It includes the two of the liquid extraction strips, the sets. 2 of the deep pore cleansing scrubs, 1 of the daily correcting lotion, and 1 of the clarifying toner pads. Okay, so that's the first one. It's supposedly a $71 value. If you buy this, your cost is $24.71, and if you sell them at the brochure prices for this brochure, you earn $20.23. Okay, so that's the first one. The second one is just the regular Clear Skin products, not the professional, just the regular Clear Skin. This is another 6-piece pack. It has the invigorating scrub. The tongue is getting tired. The invigorating scrub, the gel cleanser, the daily cleanser, the daily astringent, the foaming cleanser, and the acne pads. Now that line in the brochure is going to be on sale 2 for $7. So they're selling you the pack for your cost is $11.55, and if you sell it at the 2 for $7 deal, you're going to earn $9.45. The total value is supposed to be $31.46. Okay, so it's a stock up now, no limit situation. This one is delayed billing. So this one you order it in campaigns 14 and 15, but you don't get billed until campaign 16. And then you pay with your campaign 17 order. It again is not full award sales, so it's only the your cost award sales, credit limit and downline, all that jazz. So here's the first one here, the top. And then the second one is here at the bottom. Okay. Next page, another special representative offer. Save up to 45% off brochure 16 special prices. Now this is save up to 45%, okay? This page was save over 45%. This one is save up to 45%. So you really need to look item by item and see whether you really feel like you're getting the kind of deal that you want to be getting if you're going to take advantage of this, okay? So this is another stock up now, no limit situation. It's going to be order unlimited quantities in campaigns 14 and 15. You get billed in that campaign. You only get credit for the your cost award sales and all of that. But it's basically Skin So Soft. And I'm not going to go through everything because it's a lot of them. I'll just give you like a nice little screen pass. But it's, it's pretty much the majority, if not all. Yeah, they're trying to hook the reps. Yep. We are going to sell all of our overstock to our representatives and get it out of the warehouse situation, right? For reals. Okay. So, basically skin so soft. And you know how many new reps, this is where if you are a leadership person, you know how many of your new representatives are going to get sucked right into this. And, that's fine. That's going to, get you a bunch of money right off the jump and all that kind of stuff. But how quickly are they going to go into debt and they're going to realize they're not making any money? And if you don't give them the right kind of guidance, they're going to be gone. And then you're just going to be chasing your tail, trying to replace them, that whole thing. So this is where, uplines really need to give their new reps really good advice about this kind of thing and really, help them assess, oh, there went one of the bird's nests. Building it all morning, the wind's kicking up and it just spun and one side of it flopped off. Oh goodness. Anyway, this is where reps need to really, really get with your downline and figure out, I mean, is this a person that you really just don't see them getting to President's Club, even though there's plenty of time? I mean, I would hate to hear somebody even make that judgment now because, I mean, people can do anything if they set their mind to it, right? But, this is where you got to jump in and say, I know that this is very enticing and I know that the savings is decent, but you cannot just charge up your credit card and buy all this stuff and not have anybody to sell it to, or, whatever. This is where you got to teach them how to budget for this type of thing. This is where you teach them to make a decision. How much percentage every campaign are you going to put back into your business? Or how much money do you actually have as an individual that you want to contribute to your business, and that's going to jumpstart you, and you just know that that is money lost, and now it's your job to recoup it and to continually reinvest it. That's where everybody has to help their downline with this kind of thing, because they will get sucked into this, and before you know it, they will have bought 100 of everything, and then they'll be yelling and screaming because they're not making any money. And they're in debt and blah, 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 blah. Okay, couple clothing items. The clothing items, I gotta be honest, there's a couple tops in here that I feel like are a little frumpy. So I don't even think I'm going to show you those. I will show you these pajamas. I think they're cute. Again, this is just my personal opinion, right? But it's called the Floral Garden Pajama Set. It is polyester and spandex, but it's kind of cute. It's like little capri style. Just as that's where they need to think about losing customer loyalty too. All those reps that get disenchanted and end up quitting, not only stop buying, but also talk to family and friends, talk them out of buying. Yeah, based on their personal sales experience. That's right. And that's a lot of our reputation. I mean, that's because Avon focuses so heavily on selling to its reps. When reps are ticked off, that becomes the general population opinion of the brand, right? Because that's who they have made their customers. Instead of using us as a vessel to reach customers, they view us as their customer. They don't care. I mean, they don't care if I go into debt and paid for all this stuff with my credit card, as long as I paid for it and keep it, right? They don't care whether it ever really reaches the actual general population because they made their money. I mean, I'm not saying that they personally don't care, but in general, they don't care because they made their money off of me, right? So beyond that, the focus just is not beyond that. These shoes to me look kind of cute. It's one of those situations where there's gems on them, and sometimes the gems look really cute and sometimes they look really cheap and janky. So this could go either way, but I think the concept is cute. It's a cushion walk jeweled flat is what it's called. And it's kind of like a fuchsia color. And it has the little gems on the toe. So you guys want to see some, I don't know, the housewares it's mostly cooking stuff this time. Let me just tell you a couple things. There's a cherry and olive pitter. There's a little set of 4 pie crust cutters, shaped like an apple, a leaf, a cherry, and a pumpkin. So it's like those, they're basically little cookie cutters where you cut the little shape out and then you lay the little crust shapes on top of your pie. Joe says, Aaron says gems look trashy fast. Yeah, they can either look really cute or they can look really cheap. So, you know, you gotta be careful about that. Joe says they've got good quality products. They just need to focus on sales and advertising. Yeah, and who are they selling to? Stop selling to me. Use me as a vessel to sell to my customers. Don't sell to me. Teach me how to sell to the general population. That's where they're falling flat. And they're doing this web TV. Did you guys watch the web TV? The first one is live. It's the same thing. It's just more of the same. They're selling to us, and rather than, I mean, there's some bits in there. Like Rebecca is in it, and she gives some details, like some product details. That is good. You know, that's knowledge that reps need to know. You need to have your bullet points on what you're trying to sell, right? So there's some good bits in there, but it's still just a big sales pitch to us. I don't want a sales pitch. I want training material. You know, that's where I feel like they cannot get it through their heads that we need training material. We don't need to be sold to. Yeah. Joe likes the colors of the flats. Yeah, I think it's really pretty. Are the gems removable? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think they're like sewn on, glued on, hopefully sewn on. I don't want them glued on. Yeah, I don't think so. So the other clothes to me feel pretty frumpy, so I'm not going to show you those. Look at it though. When you guys get your what's new, come back and tell me whether you agree with me. Remember that. Write that down. The campaign 16 what's new. Come back and tell me whether you think the rest of the clothes look frumpy, because I think you will. So here's the little, well, let me show you here. Here's the little, there's also a sifter and a rolling pin, but here's the little cookie cutter things, shape things. So it's not, that's really all there is this time for housewares. The Mark stuff, there's some cute stuff. There's really only one thing that I really want to show you from the Mark stuff. It's just one page. A sales pitch is the most efficient way to train because your salespeople can just parrot what they've heard. Yeah, and the problem is though, if you watch the web TV thing, it's basically like the whole, I'm going to talk you into recruiting again. I'm going to talk you into selling online again. They're just trying to get us to make them more money, which now take how I said that with a grain of salt. Of course we want to make them more money, because if we make more money, it makes them more money. But they're pitching the stuff that makes us less money and makes them more money, like online sales, where we don't get as big of a commission versus the person ordering through me directly. So it's you know, half of it is them just trying to talk us into the stuff they keep trying to talk us into, and a lot of us are saying, hey, I'm not buying, I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid. You know? So, I mean, I want real, I personally want real, if you've really had a job in sales, especially if you've had a job like cold calling or like legit door-to-door sales, and that's part of where they've lost the ability to train selling, is because reps, we don't really go door-to-door anymore, which it's dangerous and you shouldn't, and there's laws against it now and all that kind of thing. But, you know, if you've ever really sold anything and it wasn't scripted, like, not like magazines over the phone where they hand you a script and you just dial, you know, the dialer dials phone numbers for you and you just start off reading the script. I'm talking about you go through leads and you pick up the phone and you dial the phone cold and you are trying to make a connection with somebody that you have never met or talked to before, that is not expecting you to call them during dinner, and you now are expected to sell them something. That skill is what they need to be teaching, and not necessarily over the phone, but whether you do it over the phone, face-to-face, or whatever. The bullet points about your products, teaching how to demo, teaching you how to overcome rebuttals, You know, when somebody says thanks but no thanks, overcoming that and getting them to buy instead of being like, okay, have a good day, you know, being able to overcome the no's and really selling. That's what they're missing. And that's why people keep dropping off, because they don't know what to do when they're in those situations and they're not comfortable with it. I mean, only one out of, you know, what, 5,000 new reps is actually comfortable walking up to a stranger and just being like, hey, I'm an Avon representative, and hey, you want to buy my stuff. You know, that's not something we're comfortable with. It's weird. We feel like we're encroaching on people's, you know, space. It's just not a comfortable thing. And so teaching all of that stuff is what they're not doing. And part of being comfortable doing that has to do with really knowing your products, like really knowing them, you know, as the first level of basic. So I don't know. I mean, I think they need to get some real salesmen, like real salesmen, not just people who have come up through the ranks. They need to get some real salesmen in there who would probably clean house, because those people would be like going up to people in the hallways and being like, hey, we're going to role play right now. And people would be freaking out. Because if you've ever been in sales and you've had somebody say, we're going to role play, I'm going to be the customer who is ticked off at your company, and you are going to now not let me leave this conversation until you sold me something, and you know, go. And you start with the knock knock. Hello, Mrs. Smith. My name is Shannon, you know. Like, until they get some people in there who have done that successfully, who really know what sales training is like, and who also understand that it really doesn't matter what you're selling. If you have those techniques down pat, you can sell. It doesn't matter what the widget is. That's what they need in there. And that's what's been missing for a really long time. Anyway, tangent, right? Joe says her friend just moved to Germany, and the door-to-door salesman, that whole thing is live and well there. 7 times a day somebody comes by, it would drive her crazy. Yeah, that would drive me crazy too. For sure. You know, you guys know I live in Ohio. Cincinnati still has people, there's a name for them, and now of course I can't think of what the name is, and everybody knows them, but they're basically like door-to-door junk salesmen. And it's not like Amway or whatever. They sell all kinds of things, like kids' toys, and I mean, it's not junk, it's, you know, it's new stuff, but the selection of stuff they sell, and it's weird because they still have that, and that's the only company that really gets away with it too. But there's not that many. Oh, Mindy's here. Hey, girl, hey. There's not a ton of them though, so you know, it's only somebody that comes up like maybe once or twice a year, even, for the most part. But yeah, but you know, those are the basics, and that's the skill that people need when they have a table set up. Because if you just sit behind a table in a chair and expect the stuff to just sell itself, you'll have some people come over. But if you have, like, if you've got that skill, you will draw people. You will draw people to the table, and there will be people crowded around. You know, because there's a skill to it, as far as people feel like they're making friends with you. It's not like putting on a show. It's like you start a real conversation, and from the get-go, the person you're talking to feels comfortable, whether they're a shy person, an outgoing person, whether they give a crap about makeup or they don't, whether they're a man, a woman, tall, short, speak English, don't speak English, whatever. It's just a skill about making somebody comfortable, making somebody feel comfortable from the start, and then assessing them in an instant and what their interest is, and then figuring out, without them knowing you're doing it, how you're going to sell them the stuff before they leave, you know? Min, you just got here in time for my soapbox moment. You sure did, girl. Sure did, girl. We're talking about selling. We're talking about the difference between training somebody to be a good salesperson, really training somebody on sales, versus Avon's approach that they really have about just selling to us. You know, selling to us, us being their customer instead of teaching us, using us as a vessel and teaching us to sell to legit customers. Aaron says it's hard to know all of our products when they keep changing them. Yeah. And you do have to sit. I mean, I spend a lot of time just going through the books, and I don't, for me, right now in my life, am not the person who's going out and using the power of 3 and trying to find customers. I set up tables at some bazaars and things and on request, but I'm not the person who is going out and recruiting anymore and who is going out and actively, like really actively building my customer base. But you better believe that if somebody said, or if somebody wanted to see how to do it, I can take them and do it, you know, because I've done it before. It's just not, that just doesn't fit my business model. And everybody has a different business model because everybody's businesses are different. But there are a lot of people who are getting sold the dream of being their own business owner and making all this money and being this national senior executive unit leader and never being taught how to do that. They're just not being taught that, right? So, you know, and if your upline never gets taught it, then they can't teach it to you, right? And if they didn't do it, like I can teach that because I was taught it from another business. Avon did not teach me that. I learned it from other work experience, and I'm so glad because I can see the difference. You know, I know the difference. So if I were recruiting, I can teach it to my downline, or if that fit my business model, I can go out and do that today if I want to. I could leave right now and go and start knocking on doors, and it would not bother me one bit. I'm totally comfortable with it. I could pick up a telephone book and I could open the page to any random page and I could start dialing numbers and I could sell to people over the phone. Totally comfortable with it. But that's just not, it's just not my focus. But that's how you build your business. I mean, that's really how you're going to build it, is being comfortable with that type of approach. Not to say that you have to pick up the phone and cold call, or that you have to go knock on doors, but that you have to meet new people in order to have new people to sell to, right? So that's what I really want them to get good at, and really teaching us the products. Teach us, I want to know the chemical makeups. I want to know why we put glycerin in products. I want you to tell us there's glycerin in this, and if you have customers that are allergic to glycerin, they're not going to be able to use this product. But the reason that we put glycerin in it is because that's the product, that's the ingredient that makes the face cream look nice and white and fluffy instead of looking kind of dingy brown and like it is moldy. Because without the glycerin, the other ingredients, that's what they look like. You know, that's the kind of stuff that reps need to know, so that when somebody says, oh, hey, I think this product is bad because it's brown, they can talk to them about glycerin. Or when somebody says, I'm allergic to glycerin, but how come my face cream isn't nice and white? Because I'm using a face cream that doesn't have glycerin in it. You know, they can answer those things. You know, that's what is not being taught, and we need that information. Anyway, back to the mark products. The only thing I wanted to show you are these little these kind of remind me of like high top Vans, or sort of like high top, I don't know. You'll know all of the brands without me having to tell you all the brands. Just these little tennis shoes. These are for us adult women, and they have little square shaped studs on the back. Can you see them? Mindy tells her ladies to not be their best customer. It's so important. That's why she opened her training center. Oh, you're moving it closer to, oh, you're going to train from your home. Yeah. Daggone jazzercise next door. Well, you know what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to build an elevator in your house so that you don't have that whole up and down stairs commute. Killer. Glycerin's also a moisturizer. Yep. Minnie's having a skincare class at 4 o'clock today. They're cute, aren't they? They're called the High Style sneakers. Now, They're going to be 50 bucks. 50 bucks for faux leather with metal studs is a little pricey. Okay. But they're cute. And they're probably, I would say they're probably the most trendy. I don't know. The other stuff is cute, but there's nothing else in the Mark stuff that's like totally standing out to me. So I'll show you that, and then I'll show you one other thing that I do think is quite trendy. It's called a Real Simple Ring Set, and it's going to be gold tone. It's a set of 7 rings that you can, you know, kind of mix and match. What I like about it is that the sizes of the 7 rings that you get range from a size 5 to a size 8.5. So this is where the whole stacking rings trend, you know, these are some, I don't know that I would really use all of these at one time. I would intermix a few of these with a few of, you know, other rings that you already have. Minnie says her husband's here listening, and she says thanks for the elevator idea. Hey, Minnie's husband. Hey, guy. Hey. Oh, Minnie, did you get your hey, girl? Hey. Hey, girl. Hey. For Minnie's husband, hey, guy. Hey. Okay, so here's the ring set. Let me see if I can fold this up. Now, it is 7 rings, but it is a couple of them are repeats, it looks like. Okay, so there is one that has like 1, 2, 3. It looks like you get 2 of this kind of 3-band rings. It looks like you get 2 of a 4-band ring. 1 of, wait a minute. 3 3-bands, 2 4-bands, and 2 2-bands. Now the sizes of, you know, even though there's 3 that are the same, the sizes on them might be different, so where you wear them on the finger might be different. Mindy's talking about pricing at the mall and online. Here's the thing, our prices are equivalent in a lot of ways. Like, you know, you can go to DSW with, you know, shoes and that kind of stuff. Our prices are equivalent, but the problem is the fabric is not equivalent. You know, like ours is like, and I'm not saying that I want, you know, leather. You have that whole real versus fake situation where, you know, I don't necessarily want to kill more cows, that kind of thing. But, you know, we will sell a style, but we sell it in rayon. And let's be honest, rayon is like a $5 fabric, right? You could buy that dress at a 5, 10, 15, 20 store for $5. Whereas you can get the same style in another store in a much more luxe fabric. And that's where that's where my issues come into play with our pricing. And part of our high pricing is so that we can get a profit and they can get a profit and everybody's trying to profit. So we have to price it higher for everybody to get their profit. But at the same time, you know, it's one of those things where is the quality, you know, we have to be careful. Is that really a $50 quality, even though the style is the same? Sometimes our quality misses the mark, and that's where I have the issue. I'm okay with charging $50 if it's really a $50 quality shoe. You know, style, whether the style is a match or not a match, for me, it's quality issues. So that's where I'm always like, is that pricing going to be too high based on the quality that the customer is going to get? Because that's where we end up with our returns, is people are like, you know, the style is cute, the quality wasn't what I expected, and for this same $50, I can go find the similar thing with the better quality materials, or even if it's the same materials, it's actually assembled better and it lasts longer. Our problem is that we have a lot of shoes that are meant to be seasonal, and you wear them for a couple weeks and they fall apart. And so we have to be careful with that, with our pricing. Steve says, hey. Joe says Avon's getting better with the shoes, even from last year to now, the quality's going up. Yeah, I mean, they're hearing us. You know, we're giving them feedback and they're hearing us. Aaron's had issues with them not holding up in the past. Yeah. Yeah. You know, and it's one of those things that we have to work on. The company has to work on. It's very hard to find the right balance where everybody makes their profit and we provide the quality, and we keep the pricing down, and yada yada yada. You know, it's always going to be a tightrope walk. So, you know, sometimes I think they're on point, and then other times I'm like, you're pushing it. You know, with our clothing, especially in the Avon catalog, I wish they would get away from the rayon and like the Georgette. I haven't seen as much of the Georgette polyester lately, but in the Mark book, we're having a lot of polyester, like full polyester. That jumpsuit is so freaking cute. But my concern with it is it's a full polyester suit. Can we just be real here for a minute? I do not want my crotch to smell after wearing that for an hour. Or my armpits or whatever, because I'm in a polyester suit that doesn't breathe. You know what I mean? So you got to be, I don't know. Sometimes I'm like, we got to ease up on the polyester. Can we throw a little more cotton in or a little more spandex? And then the neoprene, I was not a fan of the neoprene. I mean, the neoprene is it's the same thing that the scuba suits are made out of. Mindy's seen the jump in quality, but she thinks the jewelry has gone down and is tarnishing more. Yeah, Erin's agreeing with the tarnishing and the gold tone. Yeah, you know, it's always going to be a tightrope walk, because there's always going to, you know, it's not a situation where we have a retailer that's buying something with the manufacturer making a little bit of profit, and only the retailer has to profit. It's one of those things where the manufacturer has to profit, that Avon has to profit, and then the reps have to profit. And it's really hard to make all those people profit and keep your prices down. And that's where you lose quality sometimes. But at the same time, if something is crappy quality, I can't sell it for $50, you know? So that's going to be a continuing struggle that they will always have. My issue, I'll tell you what my issue really is with it right now, is that in all of the cuts that they've been making, I see them, some of the cuts, especially with the Mark, if you go back a year or two with a lot of the Mark products, not necessarily the shoes in this case, but the clothing was really good fabric. And the Mark line right now is where they're really switching to neoprene and rayon, but they're still charging the $50 and $60 prices, you know? So that's one where I'm really like, no, I'm not buying it. Yeah, and then, you know, the Avon clothes are always, I mean, the Avon clothes, the pricing traditionally has been lower than the Mark. And so we don't expect them to be made like, you know, with really thick fabrics and tweed and, you know, whatever else. But at the same time, there we struggle with style. So Steve's reaction to the crotch remark. You know, we just got to keep it real here, right? I mean, that's real stuff. That's why people didn't like polyester in the 60s and 70s, because it traps odor, right? So I love that freaking jumpsuit. And I tell you guys, that jumpsuit, I have put that on my order to order for myself probably 25 times. And I take it off every time because I'm like, it's all polyester. It's going to cling to me like, I mean, the other thing, aside from trapping scent, is how staticky polyester can get when it doesn't breathe like that. So the last thing I want is pants that are stuck to me, and our pajamas do that a lot because we have a lot of pajamas that are made from the full polyester, and I can't stand to sleep in them because they stick to me. You know, it's a big static ball. It makes me crazy. That's the other thing with that. Jo's been wearing her slip-on sneakers constantly since it's gotten warmer. They're really comfy and don't even look dirty yet, which is good because she lives on a dirt road. So that was a good $15. Yeah, and you know what I like? And I really like our comfort wear shoes. I mean, they really are the most comfortable shoes to wear. You know, that, like, they're so good for the bottoms of your feet. Minnie remembers those days. I know, for real. I mean, me too, girl. Yeah. Let me see. Somebody was dinging me on Facebook, so let me see. Oh, Jessica is on Facebook. Let me see if she knows. Hold on. Hold that thought. Oh, Jessica's coming. I don't know if she's here yet. If she's not here yet, hey, girl, hey. Or if she is here yet, hey, girl, hey. Okay. All right, so I showed you the rings. So I like those. That's pretty on trend. Let me show you these little dresses because I showed you the little sandals last time. These are for girls. It's called a reversible color print dress. So, you know, they can wear it one way or another. Let me see, what's it made of? 100% cotton. Woohoo! Because I'll tell you what, that's one thing. They've had some really cute patterns in the girls' clothes, but they've been making them all rayon. And the last thing a mom wants is rayon that, I mean, I can't even keep rayon. You know, rayon is the most wrinkly fabric on the planet. Like, you breathe on it funny and it wrinkles, you know? Minnie says she could have babysat me. Yeah, so this one's cute for the girls. That's really the only kids stuff in there. And it matches, it's to go with, that's what I was talking about. I showed you the sandals last time. They're pairing it with those little sandals I showed you last time. Okay, and this I think is really cute and pretty on trend. There's some watches. I'll save the watches. This is it's called the mixed material necklace and the mixed material bracelet. It has matching earrings. The matching earrings, I have to say, are a bit of a flop for me. Not because the earrings aren't cute, but I just don't think they what do I want to say? I think the necklace and the bracelet are on point, and the earrings don't really go as well. So we'll see what you think. It's called the mixed material necklace. Let me see if there's any. I don't know. It's basically just mixed textiles. So you've got, they're gold tone. So you've got the gold tone chains, and then you have this like almost fabric roping that has just like embroidery thread kind of wrapped around it. So the rope is white and the thread is like pink. And then the bracelet, looks like the bracelet is maybe a cuff bracelet. You can't really see the back side of it, but same thing. And then the earrings to me just feel like, I mean, they're just like a little bead. They don't have the chunky feel that the bracelet and the necklace have. That's why I feel like they're not really a good pairing. They're cute in their own right, but they don't have the weight of the necklace and the bracelet. So that's where they're falling flat for me. But separately, you know, away from the necklace and the bracelet, they're a dainty little pair of earrings. They just don't have the heft of the necklace and the bracelet. So they're not, to me, the necklace and the bracelet are statement pieces, and then the earrings are kind of, just little bead earrings. But really, I really like that, the necklace and bracelet. Those are really on point for me. So, and that's it. Whew. All the stuff they're trying to sell us. Well, not all of it. Most of it. A good portion of it. A lot of rep offers. Mindy, you missed, but Beyond Color is being discontinued. That will probably have an effect on you. You will feel the ache in the gut like I felt when I saw that. That was like the first thing we talked about. So. Joe likes that the earrings are kind of met in comparison because it lets the necklace or bracelet shine. Yeah, I'm going through this like whole phase where I'm really, because of the statement stuff, I really don't like as much of the matchy-matchy. We always have so much matchy-matchy. And sometimes that's good, and then sometimes it's like, seriously, it's matchy-matchy. Mindy says the earrings are cute and dainty, but don't match the chunky feel of the necklace and bracelet. I mean, even to have that bead as just like a stud, or give me that chunky earring to match. I probably wouldn't wear them together, but I would love a chunky earring that has the exact same feel as, you know, the same chunk. I don't know. Like, I guess I want the earring to have like some of that cording and that kind of stuff would be really cool, you know? So I guess I'm kind of like, man, I would have loved an earring that had that kind of statement too. There's the what? Yep. I knew it was coming. I'll just recap that real quick. What page was it on? 35 or something? Yeah. Beyond Color Plumping Lip Color and Lip Conditioner, $8 each while supplies last. Beyond Color is a staple line. I know. Knew that was coming. And especially after all the drama we had the last time they tried to discontinue the lip conditioner. Remember? They tried to discontinue it, and then they tried to replace it because everybody had a fit, and the replacement wasn't good enough, so they finally threw their hands up and said, okay, and they brought it back. But they had already lost a decent number of customers in the meantime, so, which never have really come back. Even some, I can even name, like right off the top of my head, I can name a fairly well-known beauty blogger, Lisa D1. How many of you know Lisa D1? As a matter of fact, she ordered from me one time 3 of the Beyond Colors, and we actually did a swap one time with the Beyond Colors, the lip conditioner, and she talked about them all the time because that was her nighttime ritual before she went to bed, as she slathered on her lip conditioner at night. And then they discontinued it, and so she just stopped ordering it, and she doesn't talk about Avon at all anymore, ever. That was her product. That was her go-to product that she ordered, like, you know, 3 at a time and just used it all the time. And she never came back. Like, she never came back to it, even though they brought it back. She just didn't. By then, she was already experimenting with other things, and they lost her attention. Minnie says, I know her so well. Well, you know, like, I'm one of the, I can predict the products that people are going to have a cow over, you know, like when they are trying to take it away. And the ones that I feel are a mistake. This would be another one, but they're not. We've saved it a million times. That's one I told everybody at the beginning, Mindy, they're going to have to write their letters about the Beyond Color and save it again. Because I really think, I was saying, I really think Avon is really, I think it is in their plans to get rid of all of the old products. All of the old classic products, I think they want to get rid of, because I think that in their minds, they think that they can't revamp the brand while they still have those. And I totally disagree. And we know they're still trying to grab onto the younger population and struggling with it. And I totally disagree. I totally think they can. As a matter of fact, some of those products are the ones we should sell to the younger population. Repackage them if you want to, but we should sell those to the younger population because they can afford them. You know, I mean, a 20-year-old girl in college cannot afford the $32 face cream, but she can afford the Nurtura, especially at $2.99, right? So make the packaging cute if you want to, like, you know. Women will move on. They can't wait to see. Yeah, they can't wait to see if it's going to come back. And once they find some kind of replacement, you know, that's the thing. When you give them the opportunity to go searching for a replacement, you handed them that opportunity on a platter. And so they go searching for replacements, and they find them, and then they don't come back. So, and I know that they lost a lot of colors. I know that Becoming is not selling as well now as it did 7 years ago before the first time they discontinued it, because they lost those customers that didn't come back. It still sells really well and people still buy it in bulk, you know, but they buy it sporadically. It's another one of those products where they buy it a few times a year, but they buy them 3 at a time. So it doesn't have consistent sales, or well, it probably does have consistent flatline sales. But what they don't realize is people are chunking it up, you know, they're buying it in chunks. So I love the Becoming lipsticks. I mean, it's one of the creamiest, most pigmented, nicest, impactful lipsticks that we have. I wish they would do more trendy colors for it, because that line would sell like crazy if they would continually, you know, put in seasonal colors, limited edition colors, you know, because the quality of the lipstick is so freaking good. I mean, I would probably say that Beyond Color is probably the creamiest lipstick we have. Yeah, make the packaging hot pink or some kind of sexy shape, or, you know, put some really cool script on it or whatever, you know. Erin says lipsticks with skincare benefits are never going to go out of style. Mindy says black and hot pink tubes would grab the younger audience. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's that whole thing where they just leave it sit, and then you know, which basically means they drop the ball on it, and it's where they still don't understand our customer, and then it's a cult product, and then they get rid of it, and then they wonder why people get ticked off. It's like, well, you should have known our customer. You should have known that they were going to have a fit when you discontinue that item. You should have known that. If you knew our customer, you would have predicted that, just like we are standing here predicting it right now. Yeah. Give them a revamp, you know. I mean, when is the last time you saw the Becoming items on the back cover, or the very first product that they see, or part of a look when they say the model is wearing this eyeliner and this mascara and this? When's the last time it was a Becoming lipstick? Well, it never was, because they, you know, because you treat it like the, you know, redheaded stepchild, right? And then go, gee, I wonder why that product's not selling as much as, you know, the other product that we have, where we have 4 new limited edition colors every season. Well, gee, I wonder why. But it's still the best quality lipstick, you know. Combine best quality with what's on trend, and man, you've got like a mega seller. Yeah, the color range is a bit boring. Yeah, because, you know, they pared it down. I'm wondering if it is because it is one of our nicest lipsticks and it's one of our most pigmented lipsticks, I am prepared to bet that it's probably one of our more expensive lipsticks to sell, where the profit margin is probably not as good because the quality is so high. And therefore, they basically pared the line down to only the color, like the best-selling colors, which are all quite very neutral and kind of, you know, not super exciting to look at as a collection of colors. And they don't want to introduce new colors because they're a little more expensive to produce. That would be my bet. And my bet would be the profit margin is not as good because they probably are more expensive to produce, and they're probably more expensive to produce because they're flipping amazing. And so, you know, because we don't put the focus there, it falls flat, and then they just get rid of it. And it is one of our remaining products that is kind of the older generation, and they're trying to get rid. I mean, I'm not saying they're trying to get rid of the older generation customers, but that's not who they care about right now, right? They care about all of the young girls that are watching Pretty Little Liars with Lucy Hale, and that's who they want to get. So in a way, they're not really concerned with the millions of customers that they are offending or that they're losing, which is why they're struggling to make money, because those are the customers that have been Avon customers, tried and true. And those are the ones with the money. Those are the ones with the money to buy stuff. the 20-somethings don't have the money. Yeah, they might buy one $30 dress, and that's the only thing that they buy for the next 7 months because that's the only $30 they had. Or they charged with their credit cards, and now they're in debt. So by the time they're 24, you've already lost them because they're $45,000 in debt. Yeah, Joe says it gets lost among the new stuff, so the only people that are seeking it out are the people who have been buying it for a while. Yeah, and how often do you need to replace that lipstick you have? If you have all 8, you know, how quickly are you going to get through those 8? And so you're only going to replace them once every, what, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. And so without there being new colors to buy, you know, there's nothing to entice that jump in sales. They could be coming out with a revamped version. That is true. Fingers crossed. Oh, Joe says fingers crossed too. Great minds think alike. Joe says they don't like, or Aaron says they don't like to tell us that a new version's coming out because they want to sell out the old stuff first. And people will hold off for the new improved one if they know that it's coming. Yeah. Yep. Well, is there anything else you guys want to see or want to see it up closer or want me to give you more details on? I will tell you the whole first part of the catalog is all the new clothing stuff. So clothing and jewelry, but it's the stuff that we covered in the what's new. One thing I did want to tell you is that this top, the Summer Sensation top, I think in the catalog looks nicer than it did in the what's new. In the what's new, I kind of looked at it and I was like, it looks like it might be kind of chintzy, but it actually looks a little nicer in the book. If some of you kind of were kind of questioning whether you liked it or didn't like it in the what's new. Because I felt that way. I was like, do I like it? Do I not like it? It looks a little bit nicer in the book. So Joe says took her 3 months to go through a tube. Yeah, Joe does all the project panning. If you guys are into YouTube videos and all the project pan videos, Joe does a lot of the project panning. So I always watch her. I keep up with her project panning. I feel like my entire life is about panning. I literally keep pages and pages of my products, like lists in the order of, you know, when I bought them first to last and what I should use up first. And my everyday makeup is all a combination of things that I'm using up mixed in with things that I'm trying. And then I have just pure experimental days, and my whole life is about panning stuff. Just should make it through her stash by 2024. That's if and only if you don't buy anything new, right? Which we all know is not going to happen. Erin, are you doing project panning? Or you said you learned vicariously through Joe? Oh, Erin, the only way Erin ever finished a tube of lipstick is when her son ate it. Yeah, Minnie was talking about she has a lot of customers that will stock up on the old stuff because I think the formula will change with the tubes, which has happened before, right? Sometimes they sneak and they reformulate and they make it less expensive to manufacture and they don't tell you, but customers know, they can tell the difference. So they do a repackaging, new and improved, or, you know, what, new packaging, but the formula is actually different. And then customers don't like it. Minnie says that shirt looks like a tummy hiding pattern or style. Yeah. You know, and there is still the chance that they're just trying to scare us so that we buy all of their overstock, right? Because sometimes they say while supplies last, and they're not really done making it, and they just basically trick us into buying a bunch. And and never plan for it to go anywhere. So there is a slight possibility that that can be happening, but my gut tells me no. My gut tells me that they're getting rid of it. So Jo says she's tries to make a mental list, but she's pretty scatterbrained, so it's not working out very well. You're talking about a list of your products, like what you, yeah. Well, I have so many. I mean, girl, literally, I have, I've shown you a picture of it before, and I probably need many of these. I literally have one of those tool chests that you put in a garage, like the whole wall fixture, which is completely full, of course, from top to bottom. I also have a huge cabinet that has doors, completely full. You know, products that I sell, I also have that stuff. But I mean, I'm a collector though, you know, so I collect, like, I like antique perfumes and that kind of stuff. For me, I do use my products. You know, I don't just, they're not just to sit there and look pretty. I do legitimately use them, and I do use them up. I will use a product till it's gone, but I also am a collector. So, but I'm not the kind of collector that buys entire, you know, I'm not like one of those that's going to buy the entire MAC collection and buys every single collection. Not that kind of a collector, but I am a collector. So, but I do intentionally work through my products as well. And I do throw packaging away, except for perfume bottles. I keep perfume bottles one. If I empty 3 of the same kind of perfume, I don't keep all 3 bottles. I keep 1. But I do keep perfume bottles even when they're empty. I have like I display them here and there when they're empty. So Minnie says she's shocked that they're full price while supplies last. Yeah, a little strange, right? I don't know. Not the mascaras. I didn't see any mascaras. No, I think Mindy's still talking about the lip conditioner, the Beyond Color. Yeah. Unusual to be full prices. Well, they are actually on sale 2 for $7.99. That's at the bottom. So if you buy one, you would have to pay $8 for the one, or you could get 2 for $7.99. So yeah. Okay. Mascaras are buy one, get one for 99 cents. Except for, wait, did I see it? One? Except for the Big and Daring. Those are $9 each. Those are full price. I think that was the only one that was separate that I remember seeing. Oh, the Super Shock Brights are in here, 2 for $6.99. Mix and match with the Super Shock eyeliner pencils. As far as pricing goes. Anything else you guys want to see? You know what, I'm worried about going relatively soon because for the same reason as the Beyond Color I feel is at risk. I think the, you know, I don't know. I haven't heard anything. This is just kind of my prediction on what I've been watching them do. I think the new concealers and foundations and, you know, compact foundations, I think those could potentially be at risk down the line. Just as if they ever discontinue Super Shock Max, she's declaring war. Bye, Aaron. Poopy diaper and hungry boys. We'll see you. Oh, next time is in 2 weeks. 2 weeks is what day? 2 weeks is the 16th. Same time, same place. Where are your jammies? Aaron wants to know or Mindy wants to know if the poopy diaper is Aaron's or the baby's. Joe was having a heart attack. She thought we were talking about mascaras. Excuse me, yawns. I get up early for you girls. I don't put on makeup, but I do put clothes on. Makeup for me comes later in the day on Saturdays. What do you guys do differently on the weekends than you do during the week? Like during the week, I get up, I get ready, get the makeup on, I go. On the weekends, I get up and take a shower and get ready, but I will probably take another shower later and get ready. Do full hair and makeup. Jo says she could see that happening too because they don't do much with the new makeup line. Yeah. And because it's a little pricier than the others, customers are more hesitant to try it like a new customer. And because they don't advertise, they don't focus on it, they don't have a marketing plan for it, I could see that being one of the things to go down the line. Yeah, they got rid of it before too. Yeah, they did. Mindy's going to be gone on the 16th. Where are you going, girl? You taking a trip? Can I fit in your suitcase? One thing I wanted to tell you guys, the Spice Modern rings are at a really good price in this catalog, which I think I haven't seen them in person, but I feel like they might be cute in person. And they're going to be $5.99, so that's a decent drop in price. Oh, Joe's going to be gone on the 16th too because she's going to Florida for her grandparents. The 16th, I'm going to be like, hey guys, because there's not going to be anybody here. This is being discontinued. I'll be talking to myself. I bet your grandparents are not going to be wearing the retirement home chic slides, are they? Because they're probably too awesome for that. Starting in June, Mindy's going to be working back out of the house, so it'll be easier for her. It'll be easier for her to be on time. Oh, Mindy's doing leadership training all day on the 16th. Well, that's okay. You guys will just have to watch the boring replay of me talking to myself. It'll be all right. I know my energy jumps up when you guys start logging on. I start off like, okay, let me leave the links, blah, blah, and then somebody gets here and I'm like, hey, girl, hey. Okay. Well, as long as there's nothing else you guys want to see, I guess we'll end it for the day. Last call. Last call on requests. I am going to try to start to bring, if I have something that I order for myself, I don't order from the What's New until I hit President's Club. I order from the book. So, it doesn't give you as much of a heads up, but like I'm going to start bringing anything that I order for myself to show you guys because I haven't really been doing that. But I could give you a little, for one or two things here and there could help you gauge how it looks in person versus how it looks in the book. Not for makeup things. I mean, I could do makeup swatches, but more for like jewelry or clothing kind of things. And he says, I'm never boring. I'm a whole lot of things, but boring is not one of them. Challenging? Yes. Controversial? Yes. Geriatric glam. I love it. Legit tons of gold jewelry, get dressed up every day, the whole 9 yards. I could see that. I know you come from a long line of snazzy people. I mean, we come by it honestly, right? I mean, I get my sass. Like, seriously, if you knew my upline, my genetic upline, if you knew my family and my ancestors, you'd be like, yeah, that girl's mild compared to those people. They were sassy. Yeah, well, I'll start to bring that. Like, the only thing I bought, I'll try to remember next time. I'll bring it anyway, even though some of you might be actively selling it. I have the little, like, one of the things is I have the little horn earrings, like the front to back. What are they called? This is why you're supposed to memorize this stuff, girls, so you can do as I say, not as I do. Where are they? The behind the scenes earrings. You know, like I have these, and you know, I could show you guys. I mean, I could show you guys those so you could see, do they really look in person like they do in the book, that kind of stuff. I mean, you guys know, because I budget, so you guys know that I don't buy a ton of stuff for myself. So, you know, it would be like one thing here and there. Has anybody seen, here's something that I really want, but because I want the jumpsuit, but it's all polyester and I don't want my crotch to smell. I want that Hang of Things body chain, but they don't have any photos of it up close. So have any of you seen that, like in a district meeting or anything like that? I really want to know, does it look janky up close, or is it really, because it's 38 bucks, you know? So if it is on point, I will pay $38 for it. Yeah, I'm on that Facebook page. There's a Facebook page for some of you, if you don't know, that's reps that are wearing Avon, you know, products, and it's so you can see how it looks on somebody. I want to see this jumpsuit on. I'm not plus size. I'm right in the average size. I'm big in the bust, but my body is small, so things can fit me kind of funny. But like the jumpsuit, I want to see that on somebody who wears the plus sizes and see if it really how it looks, because of the fact that it's polyester. If it were a weightier fabric, it would hang nicely and not hang on everybody's lumps and bumps. But because it's polyester, it could, you know, it could go either way. It could be really clingy and show every single, like, you know, underwear line and everything else, or it could be a weightier polyester and hang really nicely. But that body chain, I really want to see up close, and I can't ever find. I think it is called Avon or reps wearing Avon or something like that, right? Hold on, let me see. Let me find it. I get emails about it. Hold on. I will look it up for you right now. Let's see if I can find a old email that I've. It's gonna say you've got mail really loud in your ears, probably like this.
You've got mail.
Sorry. Let's see. When's the last time somebody posted in there? Been a couple days. There's not a lot of people are posting in there yet, but it does help to see the clothing on somebody that's not a model. You know, that's not a tall, skinny, flat-chested, ruler-shaped girl. Let's see. I have on my Mark tank top from a gazillion years ago when Mark first was introduced to the world. Oh, I get so many. I get like 20,000 emails a day. You guys, it's crazy. I'm skimming. Which there are emails that I need, but literally 20,000. I do a lot of skimming to just read the ones I really need to see first. Reps wearing Avon fashion. And Avon is spelled A.V.O.N. That's what it's called. Reps wearing Avon fashion is the name of the Facebook page. Joe wants to see the espadrille flats. Those look really cute to me too. The black and the orange pair. Is that the ones you're talking about? Those look cute too. I also would like to see these rings because I really like these. But number one, I think they're both the same size on the model. You know, they have one as a fingertip ring, but I feel like when you actually get them, they're actually both the same size. I feel like she's probably wearing two different sets, like an 8.5 and a 6.5 set. And I don't want them to be the exact, I mean, they could be the exact same size, but the thing about that I really want to see is that they have the rhinestones in them, and sometimes our rhinestones look really nice, and sometimes they look like somebody glued them in with a blindfold on. You know what I mean? And they're all like, and because the body chain has it has smoky stones on the sides, and I want to see those stones. You can't even tell what shape they are or anything like that. They never posted any up close pictures, and I want to see the detail that goes down the side. So if anybody sees any of those at any point in time, like snap a picture with your phone or whatever, if you see somebody wearing it, especially if you see somebody plus size wearing it, because we know that these skinny ruler shaped girls can wear them because it hangs nicely, but I want to see somebody with some hips and with a bust and see how those chains hang in the bust area. And I want to know, is it like cheap chains that are going to break really easily, or is it, you know, nice weighty pieces? But anyway, some of that kind of thing, like if I get something here or there, you know, I can show you. I also just filmed it, so it probably won't go up for a while. But I did swatch all of the newest lipstick lines down my arm, the samples. So I'll try to remember. It's not just an Avon video. I talk about other things too, nail polishes and stuff. But I'll try to remember and link that for you guys at some point when it goes live too. So, all right. Well, I'll try to do that. I'll start to bring those kind of things just to kind of show you in person as close as I can get it, so you can get a feel for quality for things that I get. Because, I mean, I do sometimes get things sooner than you guys. Sometimes I'm slow to pick things up. Sometimes I wait for things to go on good sale. But sometimes I get things, especially if it's something I need or something I know is going to sell out, I might pick it up. All right. I love you, girls. If there's anything you think of later, you know how to find me. I'll look stuff up for you if you want me to. Okay. All right. See you guys in 2 weeks or not. I'll see you in the replay in 2 weeks when I'm going, wah, wah, talking to myself. Bye.